Hi folks, I'm Sean McCormick and welcome to my channel. It's Friday, Making a Photo Friday, and in this video we're going to talk about light. Hey folks, so I got something during the week that I got a chance to try out. And what it is this LED light wand. It's from NiceLight.Eu, which is run by my friend Michelle. So we were just talking about stuff. I'm saying, yeah, look, if you have stuff to send on as content for the channel, I'd love to have a go with stuff. It also gives me a chance to try out stuff that I would never even think about using. And this one here is not something that I would have thought of using. I mean, I've seen stuff with the eyesight and things like that and thought to myself, yeah, it's nice, but kind of, it's a bit gimmicky, like, because, you know, when am I going to use that? Like, you know, I use flash. But I have done some stuff with this and I was actually really impressed with it. It's much brighter than I thought for a start. Oh, I can hear some phone stuff going on there. Just make sure it doesn't ring. So the way this one works is that you have two options with it in terms of colour. You can have it as tungsten, which is this orange filter. Now the one on the website has this kind of a scrollable thing where it's got white on one side and kind of orange on the other. But this one isn't like that. This one is, the whole tube is orange. So you actually have to unscrew the top. Take the tube off. And screw this back on, and that will give you your daylight. Okay, so let's have a quick look at some of the controls and stuff on it and see what's going on with it. So to power it on, I hold the button in and it comes on, and it's on a fairly low setting there. So now I pop it up. I've got a little red light flashing, so that probably means the battery needs to be recharged. So as you can see, that is bright. So I'm just going to knock it off. There's also a couple of different functions on it for strobing. So as you press through it, it goes through the different options that you have. And then of course continuous as well. So that's basically the three controls that are on it as well. Okay, power it off there. Now in terms of the battery is just in the bottom. And it's kind of on a spring, so you just push the pop and it should come out. Of course, when I go to do it, there we go. That's it. And so it's just a standard Sony video, kind of the NP F550 or F570. I had a few of these around, so that was really handy. So I just was able to use it straight away. Let me put it back in again, because otherwise I'll just forget to put it back in again and I'll be off messing with it and forgetting to do that. So it's very light, but it's incredibly robust. It's really solid. You know, it doesn't feel like a cheap product. Now, as you can see from the website, it's 155 euro, including VAT. And so, as I said, while it's not cheap, it doesn't feel cheap. You know. So, I mean, well, it's cheaper than a NiceLight, but it still doesn't feel like it's a super cheap knockoff or anything like that. You know, it's a proper lightsaber robustness about it, like, you know, so, you know, it is kind of useful from that point of view. So, let's actually have a look at some photographs that were shot with it. Okay, so I did a couple of things. Let me jump back. That's one of my favorite images that I shot, and I'll talk about how I did that one in a second. But first, let's jump back to these earlier ones. So here's my behind the scenes from this that I shot really quickly. You can see what I've done here is that I actually have a little bit of cinefoil, which is kind of a black aluminium foil. It's also called black wrap as well. But you can basically use it to create barn doors, so you can shape the light and narrow the beam of the light so it's not spreading so much. So I was just playing with that as well. And of course, like a whole roll of that's about 25 quid. So, I mean, and a whole roll of it will last you a lifetime. So this is kind of one of the shots. Now I'm at f1.2 on the 56mm Fuji, so some of these have nail focus and some of them haven't. So these are obviously straight out of camera, no editing whatsoever. In fact, you can see down in the corner it says embedded preview. So shooting with Angel White during the week, and so these are some of the shots of Angel. So this line here, that is being caused by the cinefoil being used as a barn door. All right. So what I did is I actually took it off. And so when I took it off, it was a bit more like this. And so, as we can see here, there's more of a spread of light onto the background and stuff like that. And so when I was coming from the angle, I was deliberately trying to get a short light look so we can create this Rembrandt triangle. So I wanted to see that you could definitely do that with it. Another thing you'd probably notice from behind the scenes here is I have a little bit of an octet here. So even though that was there for another shoot I was doing later on, it has obviously acted as a reflector to bounce a little bit of light back in. So after we had done a few of those, what I did was I actually physically took it off the stand, and that was one thing I forgot to mention. There is a standard quarter 20 screw on the bottom, so it will go onto a light stand. So I had it on a light stand as well. And if you've got one of the kind of elbows, you can screw it onto one of the elbows. So after I had done a few of these shots, what I did was, so I was at f1.4 on those ones. Actually, they're f1.4, not f1.2, my bad. But then I went to f1.2 and I probably turned it up a little bit lighting wise. And so a few of these will have kind of hit the mark with focus or not, because I would have been moving and she would have been moving, so not always nailing it. So one that I did really like that I did edit is this one here. So I'm bringing that one up. And so I'm going to show you what I actually had done there. Now let's put the light on kind of low for a second as well. So literally what I had done is, so I had the camera in this hand, and then here I literally put this up here. Now I might need to switch to the, I've got the, I forgot the name of it, the Removu K1 there, or Remove U. So by moving this, right, you can actually feather. If you look along here, you can actually see it along, I'm looking at the Removu now, just having a look. You can see that the light kind of feathers. So I mean, you're able to kind of control the light, so you can actually feather so it's not the full strength, as well as turn it up and down. So you're able to get a little bit more control over that. So I was literally shooting like this, and that's how these were shot. So I'm at that distance. Let me just check what lens I was on. I think I could have been on the 35mm for this. No, I was on the 56. Alright, at 1.2. So, which is pretty good because, you know, there is kind of a minimum focus distance. So it's probably just at the minimum focus distance of that as well. So 56 is absolutely my favorite portrait lens. So that is kind of a quick look at that. Now, my thoughts about it. Robust. The price looks okay. I think it's a good price for what it is. I think I would prefer if the tube was that split tube, but it's not. But I would probably be more likely to use it in this form unless I was absolutely needed in this form. But you kind of have to store it with this, otherwise it's just too much room in the bag. Oh yeah, it comes with a bag. I forgot to mention the bag. So this is the bag. So it comes with this bag, it all fits in nicely inside the bag, there's a bit of Velcro to hold it in place, it's all good. So I didn't think I was going to use something like this, but I actually think that I can see loads and loads of usage for it. I mean, I could even use it in this situation here from the side as a fill light when I'm doing nothing else with it, because I could just stick it on the stand over there and just turn it on and forget about it. Now I do have mains running for this stuff, but this thing at low, the battery seems to have lasted a fair bit for a lot of stuff, because I've been messing around for ages with it. I've loads of these batteries anyway, so yeah, great, love. What more is to say? I'm just going to pop back to the website there for a second. It's, you know, I know it does say that you can affix it to an umbrella, and I have kind of stuck it inside a soft box. There's no real way to clip it properly, so you need to kind of add a screw into a big umbrella and stuff like that, but it's only getting one half of the umbrella, so it won't be a big umbrella. But I can totally see it doing that, and if you're shooting at f1.2 with this on full power, you'll definitely get stuff out of it. Yep, so I recommend it. Yes, am I going to buy it? When I have money, I will probably buy one of these. Now, I've just been sent it to test. I haven't been given it, like so. Although I will try and sweet talk Michelle into giving me a better price. You heard me, Michelle. Right, folks, so I hope you enjoyed that. Give it a like. And do check that out. So, NiceLight.Eu, they're based in Dublin, but they do a whole bunch of stuff. Stick on home here now. So they do have like battery powered lights and all sorts of little accessories and stuff like that, as well as various bits and bobs. So, really nice people as well. So folks, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.